course, everybody back home knows him best. But what else can we find out about the Catholic Church's new Pope? Well, joining me now is Robert Sirico of the Acton Institute. It's an ecumenical think tank.
Yes.
You specialise in economic affairs.
Yes.
And the new Pope, Pope Francis, is known as a man with a huge social conscience.
Yes.
Just by his name, Francis. Yes. Francesco here,
right.
A man who stands on the side of the poor and vulnerable.
Yes, indeed. There was a joyous roar from the crowd as he took the name Francis, and it is in fact Francis of Assisi, not Francis Xavier, who was the Jesuit missionary. I think you saw that kind of sensibility in the fact that he came out on the balcony wearing just the white cassock and not the red silk mozzetta that's trimmed in ermine.
That's right. It could have been even more luxurious looking, couldn't it? More regal. Yeah.
And I think you're going to have this social consciousness, but this awareness of the importance of business, that this is going to be a way that the poor are going to be helped. He's also not afraid to take on tough tasks. He was the superior of the Society of Jesus at a time when many of the Jesuits wanted to go into liberation theology and more political activism. He put a stop to that. He stood up to the Kirchner government, as you just heard, in Argentina. So he's a man with a gentle spirit, but a steel rod in his spine. Yeah,
I've heard that we can expect a gentle earthquake from him, in fact. But is he up to that huge task in the Vatican? I mean, you know, it's been described as a nest of vipers, all sorts of things. Rumours are that Pope Benedict felt tired and old, as he said, the reasons for standing down, but partly because of the difficult internal politics in the Church. And there Pope Francis doesn't have much experience, so is he up to the task?
Well, but he does, because when he was the provincial of the Society of Jesus, it was a similar kind of mini Vatican in the sense that he had to make those kind of personnel decisions. I think we're going to be able to tell better in the next few weeks when he begins to make appointments, who he leaves in curial positions and who he replaces them with.
And very importantly for the outside world, of course, the issue of sex abuse by clergymen. You know, this is a huge public relations disaster for the Roman Catholic Church. He personally doesn't appear to have been touched in any way by that scandal, but how is he likely to deal with it?
Well, when you come to the position that he's in from a deep spirituality, a deep moral sensibility, this kind of thing is not just an embarrassment for us, it's a scandal. It's a deep moral embarrassment. And I think he is going to be very direct in requiring priests to be true to their vows.
Top hand?
I think so.
That much of the public would?
I think so. You know, 8 years ago when I was here with the BBC with the late Brian Hanrahan, he asked me if I thought Ratzinger was going to be elected. And to my embarrassment, I said, no, I think we'll have a kinder, gentler Ratzinger, Cardinal Bergoglio from Argentina.
And
so
reportedly
I think that's
he was the runner-up then.
Yes, he was.
But the Pope now.
He was, and 8 years older. But I think the centeredness, the gravitas that we saw last night on the balcony is something that augurs well for the Church.
Robert Sirico of the Acton Institute, thank you very much indeed.